Hello everyone, welcome to this video on browser automation with akaBot. Today we'll explore a practical use case, performing a Google search to fetch the number of results returned. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to use traditional methods, customizing XPath, and injecting JavaScript for robust and efficient automation. So let's get started. Our goal is simple. Search for a keyword on Google and retrieve the number of results displayed. For instance, if we search for akaBot, we'll extract the total number of returned results. The input for this task is the keyword, and the output is the total return results. We approach this in two ways. One, we use traditional development which is using akaBot activities. And two, we use advanced techniques. We use XPath and JavaScript for improved reliability and speed. So, first of all, on traditional development, here is how we could do it. Let's start with creating a new workflow. Traditional method. Then the first thing we do is that we open browser, navigating it to Google. Then we use the search bar to type into. We use select element, we target element, then we type into the keyword we would like to search for. Then we use click to click the search button. And afterwards, we grab the results number by using getText. And also use pick target element for those. And we output the results into a string. Then we use message box to then return the result that we have. To enable for safer environment testing, we should close all the browsers and then we can start running. Here we have the message box saying there are about 207,000 results. This works for the most part, but here's the catch. Traditional development often relies on auto-generated selectors, which you can see here is quite unreliable. This could also be unstable as websites they update. For example, a button's identifier might change. For example, for this one, if the indexes change, you will not be able to find the buttons anymore. It will break the automation. So to tackle the issues with traditional methods, we have a more advanced way to use inspect tools to 1. Customize XPath, and 2. Use JavaScript. For inspect tools, for example, we can either right-click Inspect or Ctrl-Shift-C or simple F12. You highlight the elements that you want to search for, and you can either right-click, copy as XPath, or you can, it will also show a quite unreliable element description. So instead of relying on auto-generated XPath like this, we can create a custom reliable one. For example, here we see title is search. We can use title. This stands for a tag. We will not be using the tag, so just use asterisk instead. So it should work for any text. Search. Title equals search. Here it will highlight the exact element that we want. To try this method out, we can create a different sequence. Say use XPath. It could follow the exact same path, exact same flow, but you can just change the XPath identifier of the akaBot activity. So first, we will type into the title search. So we can just change it here. Remove anything that doesn't involve XPath. Paste it here. It will now only use the title search as an identifier. Then we click on Google search. You see this one says value equals Google search. So we will do the same thing. And we can just copy paste, change it into whatever we want. And then it will show exactly what we need. Since there are 2 of these, since there are 2 of these, we can search to see that it says roll button as well. Or we can just simply have it as the second index. It will also point to the right one as well. We can change this same way that we did the first one. And then it should work largely the same with get text. For this example, I will only change, since this also is reliable enough, there's no numbers and there are no way that this should be modified. Let's just stay the same. So we can now do a test run. Just quickly press start. Then it puts akaBot and click search. And then once this shows, it will print out a message box giving us what we need. The third option we can use is that to inject JavaScript. For this one, we will not be using type into or click. We'll be using the activities inject inject JavaScript. For JavaScript, you can quickly test your automation in your console. For example, we can do we can use the exact same identifier that we looked for previously. We can use query selector title equals search. And then since we want to input value as akaBot, then we use the same thing but changing the title search to value equals Google search. Then instead of filling in value, you want it to click. You will achieve the same exact thing. Then to get the result of this, ID equals result stats. You do the exact same thing, but changing this into ID identifier. And then you want to get the inner text. You can test the whole thing on your console, and then afterwards you only have to copy it back into your akaBot Studio. For double quotes, you will need to insert an extra double quotes here so that it will recognize your string. You no longer need this. A small catch is that since JavaScript is quite fast, it will not be waiting for your results. You will have to add a check to see if the message has appeared. We'll do the same thing here. We get the values. Since this is a test, I will be putting a message box here, and once it appears, you can see that it will show the same thing as well. And so let's do a test run. We'll do the same thing. It will open in browser. It will show akaBot, and then once it appears, you will get the data that you need. Simple as that. So let's recap. Traditional development is easy to start with, but it can be unstable due to dynamic selectors. Customizing XPath makes your automation robust and more reliable. Injecting JavaScript improves speed and provides greater control over interactions. For practice, you can try automating this Google search. You can use this code, for example, and then you can try and do it yourself. You can try automating this Google search use case using both XPath and JavaScript methods. Compare the results and see which one works best for you. Remember, when you inject JavaScript, you need to check to see if the result has appeared first before you get the results, because it doesn't wait for anything. Activities, it can wait for the result to appear before it starts grabbing the result. But for JavaScript, you need to do it yourself. Thank you for watching.